Hi, today we're using a big twist yarn, a brand that I got from Joann's. Today's video, I will be showing you how to make a size 5 slouch sock. For sizes 5 through 10, you can grab the patterns from my Etsy shop, LUVE, for more varieties and lengths. Starting by making a magic green circle, and then I'm going to place 11 double crochets into the circle, closing with a slip stitch for round 1. Now, when we make 12 double crochets, we always make sure to count our work. Then we're going to pull our magic green circle close and secure it with a slip stitch. Don't be afraid if sometimes you have to give it a little extra pull or tug to close. Now that we are here, we're going to slip stitch the first and the last stitches together with a slip stitch. Making sure we skip the first 2 chains that we made on our circle and going right into that first stitch. Now for the second round, we're going to chain 2. For this round, we're going to increase by placing 2 double crochets into each previous 11 stitches, resulting in a total of 22 double crochets at the end. Then we're going to slip stitch the first and the last stitch together. After we have completed the round, we can now secure the magic ring circle by tying 2 knots and then slipping off the tail end if we prefer, or we can do that later. This is what we are looking like. And so we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to place 1 double crochet once into each of the previous 24 stitches, closing with a slip stitch. Making sure we go all the way around. We wouldn't want to miss any stitches. That causes gaps and holes, and nobody wants a hole in their sock. So here we're going to slip stitch the first and the last stitches together, and then we're going to repeat this round for a total of 8 rounds for a size 5 slouch sock. So this is what we should be looking like once we add the additional 8 rows to our previous 4 rows for a total of 12 rows. Now, the heel. So we're going to chain 2, and for this part we're only going to crochet half of the round that we have did previously. Half of 24 is 12, and so we're going to place 1 double crochet into 12 stitches to start the first row of the heel. This is what the first round of the heel should look like when it's finished. Now, place 3 more rows for the heel, making sure that we chain 2 for each row. And this is what your heel should look like once you have completed 4 rows. Now, closing the heel. There's multiple ways you can close the heel. I'm going to show you 2. It depends on how you fold your heel. This way you can crochet down, cut a long enough tail, and then weave the end back up. Or you can fold it inwards, and then you can snap a long enough tail, reattach it at the base, crochet up, and then weave the ends down. There you will have to cut off the tail and make a knot. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to fold inward, keeping my yarn attached. I'm going to single crochet down and then weave my ends back up. So for this, you want to make sure that you're paying close attention on how you have your lines and your stitches matched up. You want to get them as matched up as close as possible. Now, we're going to chain 1 and go right into the first 2 stitches, making a single crochet. Don't worry if it's a little tight for some of these stitches. Just make sure that you evenly place your single crochet into both sides of your heel so that you have a nice, closed, seamless line with no holes and no gaps. So continue to single crochet all the way down until you get to the end. Here you're going to chain 1, cut your yarn long enough to weave through. Release your hook, pull tight, and now we're going to weave that tail back up the opposite way. Sometimes I do make a double knot just to be safe. And now we're going to weave that tail back and forth from both sides all the way up. We made it. So once we make it to the end, we're going to flip our heel inside out. Then we're going to reattach our string right onto that inner circle right there, or we can tie it back onto the string that's hanging. And then we're going to chain one and work all the way around the same way we previously did. So here we have reattached the yarn and we chained up one, and now we're going to place one double crochet around in the same direction, making sure that we hold on to any tails and to crochet over them to hide them in. We're going to crochet one double crochet into each and every stitch we can find. For this round, there is no particular number. I just do what feels right, making sure that there are no big holes or gaps. Crocheting all the way around until I make it to the end, and then close with a slip stitch. Once here, we're going to slip stitch together. This is what your sock should be looking like once you made it this far, and we're pretty much halfway or more through with the sock. So now for this round, we're just going to chain two, and we're going to place one double crochet into each stitch, making sure we go into the first stitch for each round. We're going to do that all the way around for a total of 14 rows, making sure that we're double crocheting the same way throughout the whole sock. This helps the sock to be seamless as possible and to give a polished look at the end. This is what the sock should look like when you have completed 7 rows. And this is what the sock will look like when you have completed a total of 14 rows. Now to close and to finish our project, we're going to chain one, and we're going to place one half double crochet once into each stitch, closing with a slip stitch. Making sure that we go right into that first stitch and making sure we go all the way around. Once we have completed our round, we can slip stitch together, and then we can cut off our yarn and weave in the remaining tail. Once your sock is complete, you can make another one, and then you can scrunch it down to give it that scrunch slouch effect. Peace and blessings. Ciao.